Hey guys, it's Robin Cosmic here. So, I'm making this video to help people in the HeroPacking community make hero packs easier. So, I'm going to run you through the basics on how to get started and we'll go from there. The first thing you're going to want to do is have some sort of coding application. So, most people in the HeroPacking community use Visual Studio Code. I'll link the download below. It's the easiest for me when hero packing. It's the easiest for most people when hero packing, so it's probably going to be the easiest for you. Once you have Visual Code downloaded, you're going to want to come to your desktop and you're going to make a new folder. You're going to name this whatever, like, I usually name mine the name of my hero pack, so we'll just do hero pack name. And then we'll have this folder. We're going to open this folder. Now you're going to want to make another folder, and that is going to be assets, and then you're going to need a text file and a JSON file. So first off, we're just going to do this. We're going to rename it to assets, and then we're going to create a new text document, and that is going to be credits. So this will be where you have your credits of who's working on your pack. And then you're going to have a JSON file. Now, if you don't know how to make a JSON file, there's many ways to do it, but my best way is to open up Visual Code Studio. And then you're going to click on File, Open Folder, Desktop, open that, and go here. And then you select the folder, since it's you working on it, you trust. And then you're going to press this little icon right here, or new file, and then you're going to name that HeroPack.json. And this is your very first folder of your hero pack. This should be what you see when you very first open this folder. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to your HeroPack.json, which we have open here. And I'm going to open up the one from my already used pack. So basically you're going to want this. I'm pretty sure it is in a baseline is in HeroPack Central. I'll link the Discord below. But basically you're going to put this little symbol and then enter in the in quotes name. Then the name of your pack goes here. You put a description of your pack. Mine needs to be updated. Your domain. This right here, you want to think very careful about this because once you have your domain, later on if you want to change it, it's going to be super tedious because you have to change a lot of code. So think really hard about that. Make it something generic. Make sure there's no spaces or caps. For your watermark, or pack format, it's always going to be 1. Do pack format 1. For your watermark, you would, this will be like on the hero icons. I will show you in game right now. So when you go to the hero packs, your watermark is right there where it says Multiversal Universe. That is your watermark. It'll show up on all your suits, every single one of them. So whatever the name of your pack is, I recommend using that. And for the colors, I'm pretty sure it's just the normal Minecraft color thing. And this and whatever number to make your colors. For the sounds, if you don't want to tackle custom sounds, you don't need this. But this has to do with GitHub and stuff. There's plenty of stuff on HeroPack Central on how to do this, etc. This ties into sounds. Down here is used for certain powers and stuff. So if you're not, tackling really tough stuff like power timers and stuff like that yet, don't even worry about it. Now we're going to go on to the credits. See this credit? I'm going to do this always. Your credits doesn't have anything in it. But if you have a team of people working on it like I do, you're going to want it. This is just where you list all your people that have done everything. So I have my pack coders, my texturers, and then a little thank you to Fizz for creating the mod. Now, past this point, you would open up your assets folder. This is where you're going to name the next folder, which would be your domain. Whatever you put your domain as, you're going to name this folder. So, hero pack domain with no spaces or nothing. go on to the next one. Now here is where it gets kind of complicated, but not really. You're gonna want to make 1, 2, 3 folders if you're not doing custom models and sounds. So you're gonna want to make a data folder, data. You're gonna want to make a renders folder, renders. Okay, it is renders. Renders folder, renderers. God, I'm off it today. Renderers folder, and a textures folder. Textures. And then the first thing that you're gonna do when you start making your own character is you're gonna go into this data folder. I'm gonna do it here. You're gonna, I would say go ahead and make these 3 folders. You're gonna need a fabricator folder, a heroes folder, and a powers folder. So we're gonna make those folders now. Fabricator, and then a heroes folder, and a powers folder. Powers. Alright, once you have this, don't worry about the fabricator one right now. That is when you were gonna do your obtainability and survival stuff. I'll probably release another video on that, how to do that kind of stuff. For now, we're gonna focus on the heroes folder. So we're gonna open up the heroes folder. This is where you're gonna start making your character. I'm gonna use the most basic suit in my pack as a baseline. So right here would be basic Shinobi on my pack. So we're gonna open that with visual code always. We're gonna move it off to the side. So what you're gonna wanna do is go back to visual code like we did making the JSON file for HeroPack. And you're gonna do file, open folder. You're gonna go through that whole process again, except when you get here, you're gonna go all the way to hero. And you're gonna select the folder. And you're gonna name your hero name .js. So this time it's gonna be a JavaScript file. And now you have this. So we're gonna close out of that right now. We're gonna open this, and I'm gonna open up mine so I can give you guys a baseline. I'm pretty sure the like there's some things in HeroPack Central, there's some things in Fist where you can just grab a base plate of this. But the first thing you're gonna want to do is put this right here, function initiate hero, in the parentheses with the little squiggly symbol. And then under that, you're going to press enter, and then you're going to hero set name, and whatever you want to name the hero. This can have spaces, this can have caps. As long as it's in the quotes and in the parentheses, it can have caps, anything. The Fisk one, it has its own language file, so they have like really long things in there. Just do normal names. And then under that, you're going to put this right here. And then you can press enter, and you're going to go hero set tier, whatever tier you want. HeroPack Central has a chart of what the tiers actually are. It's like what their durability as a character is, and they have a whole chart on that for you guys to look at. This right here is what items are going to show up in the creative menu. My pack, as you can see here, only has the chest plate. But if you want to do more than the chest plate, look at some of the actual Fist code, and you'll see it's just like hero.set leggings whatever to the item superhero armor chest piece or leggings. You can just add that. We just find it easier just to do the chest plate. You can do whatever. Now here is where a lot of people get confused, is with the powers and the attributes. With the primary equipment, you can equip anything in the Fist equipment section here. We have on this one the Chokatu. And we only have one, even though it says dual here. So you would have all this code for the Chokatu. But you can add anything in that thing, including the flash rings. We do have a suit in our pack that works with the flash rings. So you get you a flash suit, and then, an empty flash ring. And our suits work with that. I'll show you the code for that in just a minute, Now here, the add powers. This is where we go into our powers folder, which we'll do next. But if you are doing a custom powers thing, like I'm going to show you we did with this one, you would do heroes add powers, your pack domain, semicolon, and then whatever the name of that file is. So it would apply the powers from that to this. Next is your attributes. These are really important for balancing issues. So you would do hero add attributes for all of these. And then you would adjust this number right here where it says 4.5. That's how much punch damage it would have. You can adjust that. So on, weapon damage, jump height. This down here is keybinds. So for each power, you're going to want to have a keybind, except for equipment. The Chokatu right there, it automatically adds a keybind, which is left alt. So you don't need to adjust that when you're doing equipment. But when you're doing powers like the utility belt, you need a keybind. So you would just do heroes.add keybind. I'm pretty sure you can just name this whatever. Let me check with Homelander here. Yeah, okay, so it would be like whatever your the name of your thing is, really, with an underscore instead of a space. And then this will be what it shows up as on the top left where your keybinds are. And the keybinds go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your first ability would be 1, and then so on and so on. And then, so now we're going to go to the powers folder. The powers folder is not complicated, I would say. So we're going to do basic Shinobi again because it's the easiest one to show, it doesn't have any special things. So you would make another, I think we would make another JSON file through Visual Code like I had showed you guys before. Open folder, desktop, HeroPacking. And we would go to powers this time instead of the other one. New folder. Or new file, and then you would do your hero's name. So we'll do, what did I do for the other one? So I can get you guys a baseline here. I just did hero name. So it would be hero name .json. And now you have this file in your powers folder. So with this, we have our JSON file. The first thing you're going to want to do is put one of these squigglies and then enter, and then you're going to do name and then the name of your suit. So it will tie to the hero data. And then you're going to want to do modifiers. So this is the code for the utility belt, which is fine. It would be modifiers, Fisk Heroes equipment, and then throwing stars. So this is how the throwing stars are used and the smoke pellets, because that's all this character has for powers. But if you want other powers like, let's say, flight, let's go to Kryptonian physiology here. Controlled flight, so you would do modifiers. You're always going to do this modifiers. You only do it once at the very top, and then you do one of these squigglies. Then you start adding your powers. So we would do Fisk Heroes controlled flight, and then you go so on and so on. The best way I could tell you how to learn how to add powers like this is to look at the Fisk Heroes code and see how they do, like flight, and how they implement it, and you could change the speed and the boost speed. For stuff like this, it's going to be hard not to have it look the exact same as somebody else's because it is reused Fisk Heroes material. All of these powers like flight and stuff like that, you're just basically using Fisk Heroes suits. So you would apply all of your powers here, and that would in turn, when you had put in your heroes file, the add powers, the name, give them all the powers in this power file. Now for the rough part for some people, the renderers file. Close all of these. The renderers folder and the render files are hard for some people. So you're gonna go to renderers, you're gonna make a new folder, you're gonna name it heroes, and you're gonna open it. We're gonna open it, and then you need to go back to Visual Code and you need to do the open folder thing again. And you're gonna go to renderers, heroes, select. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's a JavaScript file. So you're gonna do your hero's name. So hero name.js again. And then we're gonna open up one of my other ones. Let's go with the basic Shinobi uses a model file. I need to update that. So we're gonna use Sasuke for an example. Sasuke, the first thing you're gonna want to do is this. You do extend Heroes basic, and then this, enter load texture, and then you're gonna do layer 1 and layer 2. For sure, layer 1 and layer 2. And right here, it's gonna be your domain, semicolon, your character's name underscore layer 1 and layer 2. After that, the renders are for stuff like putting swords on people's backs and stuff like that. Now we're not gonna worry about any of this right here until you're later on putting on models and stuff for like Sasuke's Chidori and stuff. So like Sasuke has special abilities that give him the ability to have things on his hand. And you know, he also has the sword on his back. But if you don't worry about that right now, you can look at Fiskars code to see how to do that. We just use the Prometheus sheath for the sword on the back. Now, the one thing you don't want to forget is under this layer 1, layer 2, and then you have this here. You need to have this function initiate render, parent initiate render, render show model, chest plate, headwear, body, right arm, so on and so on, left leg. This will be in every single render file, so you can go and look at any render file in the Fisk Heroes and grab this. But you need this for your suit to show up. That's why some people are seeing the gold armor when they're putting it in their render file, when they're not putting it in their render file. You have to have that. If you go on to do special stuff like Prometheus' sheath, you can look at the Fiskars code for Prometheus and see what all of this is. We have some special stuff here. Now, past the render file, that's the most basic, just how to add your texture skin on, is you do layer 1, layer 2, domain, hero name, layer 1, layer 2, and then you add this, which is in every single render file in the Fisk Heroes mod. The next thing you're going to want to do is add your textures. So you're going to go to textures. You guys are going to get to see a little bit here. You're going to add 3 folders. You need GUI, which is not needed right now. That's when you start to go to add crafting stuff to your thing and nodes. I'll tackle that in another video for you guys. There is, the next folder is, it won't let me, there we go. You need heroes and items. So you're going to rename this to heroes, and then you're going to make a new one that is items. So what you're going to do first is you're going to go to heroes. And in heroes, you're going to make a skin. And the easiest way we have to do this is you take the whole skin as layer 1. I don't have paint.net on, but that is the best thing. So you take the whole skin and make it hero name underscore layer 1. And for the second layer, the best way we have found to do it is to chop off the top half of the skin and save it as the layer 2. That's going to be the easiest way for you guys to do it. Don't steal skins from people, please. If you are going to use somebody's skin, ask them for permission. If they say no, don't use it. But don't be afraid to ask some of the people in the HeroPack community to use some skins. Some of them are really nice and they'll let you do it. And some people are really good at making the skins. But the easiest way to do that would be full skin on layer 1, chop it in half for layer 2. Now we go to the items file. The items file is a little bit kind of tedious, but if you do all of the items, like if you have it render the helmet, chest plate, leggings, feet, it's really tedious. But if you do like us and you only have the chest plate, you go into you make a new folder that's heroes inside the items, and then you'll have all of your items textures. So these are going to be the ones that show up in the creative inventory and like stuff. And when you're making nodes, you don't need to make a texture for the node for the character. It'll use the chest plate one by default. And what you're just gonna make basically a pixel art of these of the suits chest plate. The easiest way I found to do this is to go into the Fisk Heroes item textures and find the base ones. So you see this says chest piece base. This says female chest piece base. There's helmet ones, there's pants ones, there's everything. So I would go in and grab those and just put your texture over that. Now these templates doesn't mean you can't go over this, or you can't, you can go a little bit over and stuff and it'll be fine. There is a limit, but I've went over a little bit and it's done fine. So don't be afraid to go over it. Don't be afraid to do a little less than this. This is just a base template. But you would make these and you would name it, the head is hero name 0. Chest plate is hero name 1, 2, 3. 2 is for pants, 3 is for boots. And you just make those for all of your characters. The more advanced ones would be the GUI ones. We have custom nodes, so inside your GUIs you would do another folder that says nodes, and you would open it. This is where you would drop PNGs for your custom nodes. So in our pack, we have a lot of custom nodes. We have a lot of custom nodes that you can use, like that you have to unlock to get our characters. But each custom node has its own picture. So if you come to Omni-Man, he has Viltrumite physiology. It has a custom PNG. When you go to make these, I'll show you in the other video how to implement these, but this is where you would drop the pictures for those nodes. And I think that almost does it for the basics. Like if you're not using sounds or custom models, that's how you get your start making your suit. You get your texture on your suit with the new render method, and everything like that. Now, if you want to do custom flight, it's a bit more complicated than just using the normal Fisk flight. Our Yellow Lantern has custom flight, and it's just, I didn't code the custom flight because it intimidated me. There are, people out there in HeroPack Central especially that will help you learn how to code in the new flight, how to render your own new flight. And the next video will be on how to get your suits into survival with nodes and crafting recipes. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to be making quite a few of these videos, and I will see you guys in the next one.